Basu, editor of the Sunday Guardian, with me in the studio as well. Joyeeta, we saw some fireworks last night. Everybody has, of course, been crediting the S-400 defense system. Pakistan does not have any defense at this point in time. We know that we took it out. We took it out in Rahul. We took it out in Karachi. Not sure of Rawalpindi, but it's GHQ Rawalpindi that needs to be taken down. That's where, the Punjabi Jarnail is sitting and plotting against India. The rest of Pakistan really does not care. They want their own independence. The Baluchis, of course, in fact, blew up some Pakistani soldiers. We saw that footage, very vivid footage that came about, in which 14 Pakistani soldiers, or we can call it occupants of that vehicle, lost their life. What is your assessment of where Pakistan stands at this point in time and what they might do? Let's also put this context in the background that on platform X today, they have appealed to the world that they want money. They have run out of cash. How are they going to fill petrol in their tanks? How are they going to afford, samosas and chai for their soldiers?
Well, as far as, to talk about first what they have done with that particular, that X post on X, possibly, I mean, they are now claiming that it was hacked. But the very fact that it has not been taken down, in spite of the admission from them that either they lack even that kind of basic tech knowledge to delete a post. I mean, it's as simple as that, or they have lost access to their account, but the very fact is that that post is very much there. So, we do not really know what the situation is, but at the same time we know for certain that Pakistan is a bankrupt country, but let us not forget the fact that the generals have a lot of money. Now, whether the generals are willing to part with that money or not, we do not know, because and how far. You see, the problem, I think, from our side is that, you see, when you are looking at Pakistan, Pakistan is in a, I would say, rather vulnerable. I mean, the Chinese air defense systems that they use proved to be a dud, and they would have paid big money for that, but even then it could not work. So, the thing is, you see, I mean, they are sitting ducks right now. If we want, we can really escalate it, but at the same time, given that, okay, that apology of a country is also a nuclear weapon country, how far can we push it, because before it kind of, because it's basically a rabid, radical country that does not have any sense. So, I think the problem is that how far we can push it, because if we are talking in terms of breaking it up in different parts and all, which is always possible, it is not that now that we have started military action, that is always possible. But the thing is that we have to be a little worried in terms of whether the generals will decide to go nuclear or whether they are going to flee the country. Obviously, the latter side, the second part will be good for us, good for Pakistanis in general. But at the same time, I mean, when we are keep kind of trying to make some sort of a distinction between Pakistani people and the Pakistani generals, particularly if you are looking at the Pakistani Punjabis, that Punjab province they are, I mean, this is a country which has been radicalized to the core. 99% of they are used to a country which it is a very 99% of uniform one religion, this kind of a country which actually believes in things like, the rest of the people, they are kafirs and they do not have the right to live. You see, it is not the Pakistani generals who have been running after, killing people and giving them blasphemy charges or burning people and wiping them out. It's the Pakistani people. So, frankly, if you ask me, that country is, I mean, frankly, I have got very little sympathies for Pakistanis in general also. So, the thing is, yeah, we have to look after our interests. It would be good to have some kind of a buffer state where we do not share a border with Pakistan.
Do you think it's time to break Pakistan like we did in 71?
Well, obviously, it's not this time. I mean, Pakistan should have been broken long back. But the thing is, you see, if we take that route, how far will Pakistan go? We have to be a little worried about. So, we cannot be reckless in our action, and as the government is also saying, they are very right. We are not escalating. We are going to basically, to a large extent, I mean, obviously, the military generals will be able to speak about it in greater detail, but to me as a civilian, it looks like we are in a defensive posture, that we are not, I mean, but then if you decide that, you are only going to hit terrorist structures, and we will only reply when they try to hit our military
But if Pakistan
structure.
backs out, Joyeeta, if Pakistan backs out today, if they stop everything, do you think terrorism across the border will stop?
No, certainly not, because these people.
Then how has this helped?
No, but at least for the time being, for the next few years, let's hope we have been able to, you see, two ways. Number one, we have been able to destroy their terror infrastructure to a large extent. Number two, we have, I hope, we have been able to drill the fear of God in them, because you see, we have shown our intent that we are serious about it. This is not a 2008 situation. This is not a 1993 situation when you carry out bomb blasts and when you carry out a massive terror attack, and then you say, oh, Hindu India, they are not going to do anything. We are the, God's gift to the Islamic world, which this Asim Munir has been going around saying. There was some at the time of the Prophet, there was this Islamic kingdom, Islamic rule, and then the next one is Pakistan. That is the kind of talk that they have been having, and they are talking about how Hindu India is inferior, not brave enough, not courageous enough. They have internalized the system, this belief that India,
the hollow belief,
no,
yes.
I'll tell you that, first let me finish, that they have internalized this belief, their belief. They are convinced that India would not respond because India is a coward country, but that India has changed, and frankly that India considers Pakistan to be a bankrupt,
Not
good
considers
for
to be,
nothing.
it is a bankrupt. They are asking for money from
country.
everyone.
So, and that India is more than ready to take action once and for all to teach them a lesson. I think this is something they need to understand.
They need to understand another thing, that people who are lending money to Pakistan also need to understand one thing, that if a country is asking you for money, they have to have the means to repay it. If you want to dump your money at the bottom of the ocean, then you're most welcome to give it to Pakistan, because the fate for your funds is going to be pretty much similar. We have some breaking news coming in. Singapore has said that they're gravely concerned with military confrontation. Singapore has called on both to de-escalate. They said that we need to ensure the safety of our civilians, and de-escalate through diplomatic means is the only way. Another visual is coming in showing a projectile-like object diffused by the Indian Army in Amritsar's Makhanwindi village at this point in time. Vipin Parmar, my colleague, is joining us to give us more details about this. Vipin? Okay, we'll take a short break. We'll take a short break for 5 minutes. We're going to come